Stuff I saved. Oh, thank goodness. Test. Testing. We're live Tuesday morning. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Let me double check. I thought I just deleted the whole template. Let me check if I'm live. Test. Test. Okay, perfect. So, what's going on, people? Uh, I literally thought I deleted this on accident. Um, Luckily I did not. Oh man, that would have been terrible. Okay, so we left off. So what this is a model that either a business that's going to make loans out and collect origination fees and interest over time. That's one use case. This model could also be used for somebody who's participating in a P2P lending platform and they want to give out loans. This could be used for that as well to figure out how much cash is going to be required to give out the loans when principal comes back, when interest comes back, when the loan is repaid. The cool thing about this model is we can scale as many loans as we want over time, and we don't need to have 50 million different amortization schedules to track the principal and interest. Instead, we're treating each loan, we're basically doing 3 loan cohorts, so you can model out doing interest only period with a P&I. You can see what that looks like doing different amounts of those loans over time with different, and you can adjust the terms over time if you think they will change as time goes on, with loan amounts and in the year, the term in years, interest rate, interest only rate, and interest only period. So very flexible. So that's one type of model that this is going to do, which I thought was really cool. Just being able to do this at scale is awesome. You can see I had to do a bunch of matrix tabs to essentially show each month all the loans that are settled in a given month can be modeled in one row across a bunch of different matrices to figure out. So this is like the principal that's getting paid, the interest that's getting paid. Uh, this is showing the count of loans settled per month, the year joined again, the amount borrowed, the age of the cohort, and the age of the P&I portion of the loan. So you've got the initial interest only period, and then this automatically tracks when P&I is starting based on all the assumptions. This is referencing the number of periods which has to be tracked in order to know um, to do principal calculations. So each cohort's its own row. Then we have here is actually the month-end balance. So you can see these were interest-only loans. So interest only, then the principals are coming off. Um, Interest-only payments, which is separate from interest from the P&I. And all this is based on loan terms that are defined here per year. So it's a really cool model. Um, and that was the first part of it. So what I want to do today is the maybe loan type 2 and maybe loan type 3. Uh, I also need to write, don't forget, add origination fees. The coolest thing about this template though is the fact that you can adjust these terms almost like customer cohorts types in a SaaS model, but it's for lending. And then we can extrapolate from this. We're going to be able to figure out on a monthly basis how many loans are added, how many borrowers, the loan amounts, the cash required to do all of this, the repayments, over a 10-year period. So this is probably one of the coolest templates I've ever done. It's going to take a while to figure out, but uh, and I expect 2 to 3 weeks and it should be done. So the next loan types that are going to be built today, after I do the origination fees, will be loan type 2, which is going to be interest-only loans. So those are loans that you lend out $10,000, they pay X% per month for the term, and at the end of the term they pay, they've paid all the interest and then they just pay the principal back. Loan type 3, which is the last one, is going to be P and I only. So the first one was interest only period with a P and I start, interest only, and then this is P and I only. And if you just have a certain cohort type that you want to model out, you can just zero out the other ones, or you can do a mix of all of them. We're going to do a lot of cool charts with all this too. All right, so let's dive right in here. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube. I'm doing these every Tuesday morning, and while I'm doing this, I accept questions about anything. It doesn't have to be about the model. Customizations about other templates I've done, comments in general, whatever you want to do. You can just come in and just I'm accessible live for whatever questions or comments you might have. So first things first is let's do origination fees for this first one. So format this. This will be easy. Let's see. So origination fees are just based on the loan amount given out, the amount borrowed, times the rate. So we could just do, let's see, borrowed. So I think we can just reference row 368 there. Yeah, that's just doing the amount. And we'll have different origination fee calculations for all three cohorts as well. All right. It'll be its own. Well, no, we'll do origination fees as loan type 1. So real simple is loans given out, not the balance. Where's the loans given out matrix? The first one. So loans given out per month times, and then do the origination fee as long as that matches the year here, and 0. So this is potential revenue collected from borrowers at the start of the loan. Make sure that's right. So we'll do this divided by this percentage. And then if we change this to, let's say, 3%, usually these are not more than 3 anyway, or 1.5. All right, make sure it's changing per year, which it is. Perfect. Okay. So 6 times, let's see, 10, 150, 5 a month here, 75.5, just checking the calcs. So why is it going from, oh, starting loan count was 5, right? So that's half of 150, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Drag this over. Now I don't know how relevant it's going to be to do ending month customers, but we definitely can calculate that by the amount of loans that are left at any given point. Beginning monthly bars bar is added. Paid off, and this is just going to be a function of the ending customer count, which is just count ifs. We just go to any matrix here that references a payment, which, let's see, count if. I guess we could do it. Is there any ongoing? No. Okay, so we'll have to count if the interest from the P&I is above 0. This is greater than 0. And then we also want to plus count if the interest only is greater than 0, because that period needs to count as well. And it'll tell us how many customers exist in a given month, or borrowers, that is. Count range. If that, actually, do we need to do 2? I think count if that if is greater than 0. We don't need to do 2, I don't think. Oh, no, this is going to be more complicated because we need to know how many borrowers existed. We can't just count. We can't just count the, okay. So where is the age? So we can go, we're going to have to do this. So borrowers leaving for 10 years. $16, $20, $120. So how do we figure this out? If this equals 0, then they're gone. Then 0. Otherwise, max of this, because this is showing the total that joined. So if that's 0, obviously they don't exist. And we're saying at the end of the month, so if these people joined in month 1, well, do we need to offset this? Because I offset the payments. Right now, the payments are offset, so if you lend out $100,000 in January, payments don't start collecting till the next month. But what did I do for the balance? So I guess I offset this as well. So do we offset this? Because then we're going to be off by 1 month at the end. Oh, bless me. All right. Let's think about this. We know in month 1, 5, there were existing 5. We're not really tracking their payments till month 2, though. And when they're paid off, it would be, in this case, 90 months. We want to say month 91. They're now gone. 5 are left. 5 people left. I guess that works because we don't really care. This is complicated. Let's do something besides the balance. Can we track anything else that determines if they're active? Year joined, borrowed, age. So I guess we go if this is greater than 0, do the max, but if, all right, if this is greater than, now we're still going to have an error on the last month. I don't want to offset the existing customers because it's going to be very confusing then. But I think it'd be an interesting metric to track the existing borrowers at any one point in time. Is there any reference I can do? See, Excel stuff, this is all about referencing. So this does, if this is greater than 0, then max of this. Now, oh no, why is that doing that there? We need to come down. Okay, if this is greater than 0, then max of this. Otherwise, 0. Now, okay, so that's the first. Otherwise, 0. So that's the first column, which will be different. And then as you go forward, you can do if and this is greater than 0 and the balance is greater than 0, then do the max of that. Otherwise, do the other thing. And so we can just drag that over. Otherwise, 0. So this should give us. Why didn't we get one here? If and that's greater than 0, and that's greater than 0, the max of that. Otherwise, if C4, P and I. So that one should, so C4 PI1 should be a number. C2. So B3, C2, what do we do here? That's B3. Oh, did I do B3? So this should be C4. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's got to be C. Otherwise, max of that. What? Circular reference? If and C 247 C3. Wait, no, that's right. B, if this is greater than 0, and C3 is greater than 0, then do the max. Otherwise, if that's not true, if C3, so I think this should be C, yeah, C3, and that's C4. If C4 from here is greater than 0, which it is, then why is it not? It should be a max of B4 to DQ4. Which is 10. So what are we doing? Let's make sure this is true. We know the first argument's not true. There, that is true. So why are we not getting to the second argument? This is not greater than 0, so it should be passing automatically. So this should be the result. Say 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So it's saying false. Oh, I see. So we got some bracket errors. So if this is greater than 0 and this is greater than 0, then max of this parenthesis, otherwise max of this parenthesis. Now we got too many zeros, so 0. Now we should see a 10, and there it is. Let's drag this around, make sure we get the right numbers. It's always good to know what number you expect to see, and then you can always check and make sure that your calculation is giving that number rather than just doing a calculation and accepting. So the first one is, that's right, 55555. Month 91 should be 0, which it looks like it is. Month 92 is 0. Is that right? No. Should be, so we're off by a month. What? So why are we off by a month? Click it here. If and that's greater than 0, that's greater than do max of this. Otherwise, if CN, oh, is it saying that this is greater than 0? Let's see. Yeah, it's picking up that 8 all the way in there. So we'll just say that's okay. We'll just say if it's greater than 0, point 1. No, no, we want this to be greater. So 0 point, let's say 0.0001. Hold on. If Cn is greater, so that's not greater than this. False. Well, it's how many zeros are there? Still false. Still false. Okay, so we have an error because this is a very low number, but it's still a number, and it's not registering as being greater than 0. So we have to figure out the best way to handle this. This needs to be 0. If CM is greater than 0, CN3 is greater than 1. Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. It's not greater than 1. Oh, there we go. So it's working there, but not here. Obviously not there. ACM247. Ah, we need to do it here too, so greater than 0.001. We're going to assume if the loan's less than balance of 0.001, it's a 0. Perfect. Drag this over, down, all the way over here. Sometimes you get mind benders in Excel with logic. So that's up here, here, and then they probably change when the terms change. Yeah, so that, and then that's a little bit different. That's fine. Because our year twos are lasting 10 years, if we put this back to 7 as well, or let's say even 5, then you've got them lasting way back here. So they're actually ending earlier than the ones that joined before because they're less term. Okay, this looks like it's working fine. So all we have to do is sum this up. To get the ending loan count or ending borrower count. Number cool. So if we go back to the monthly detail, we just reference that. This will go a lot faster when I go to loans 2 and 3 because all the infrastructure's in place. So that's how many ending customers there are. This is how many were added. So, and we do borrowers paid off based on, we're going to have to say, so another calculation. And then this one's even easier. So obviously no one's leaving in month 1, so we don't need to do a calculation there. But month 2, assuming it's a 1-month term, if this is 0, if and this is 0, but this is greater than 0, that's true, then we've lost 5 loans. So 5, otherwise 0. So there's our account lost. And this should all add up in the end based on account added, account lost, and any balance of borrowers. And this should be pretty even based on the count added. So B368. And this is 0 because you've got different terms. So some months you have let's see a different count. And here, so there's the first month falling off. I guess you'd have 0 because some of them ended earlier. And then that should equal this. So if we went equals this minus this and equals this plus this minus this. So in theory, this should equal the same. 105. This should always be the same as our bottom number there. 880. Perfect. Looks like it is. 850, 40. Now, if you stopped, let's say These are all 5. And then we go to 10. Well, so 5 is the first month. Then you lose 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20. 20, and then none because these terms are longer. So I'm curious to see why we see interest-only periods are also varying. Let's make these all 6, this all 5, and see what we look like. So there's the first set of 5, second set of 10 going, then we add 10, so 10 going off here, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And if we offset, I know why that one time, if we offset the interest-only period by a month, that means in actuality, you have 1 month where 10 is doubled up, but then you have another month where it's 0, which makes sense. If you adjust the interest-only periods, that all works. So it's good. So that seems fine. All right, now we have this. We can get the originate. Oh, we already have the origination fees. Let's drag this down here. So now we can do. Let's break this up in terms of. We're not going to do a P&L yet. We're going to do cash flow of loan type 1. So this is where the fun stuff happens. So what's the first thing we have is lend total lending amount per month, total principal repaid per month, total interest earned per month, principal repaid interest, okay, and then you've got, this is origination fees. I guess we don't need to total this yet, so that's fine. Interest, principal, this could be like a, I guess, lent amount. So cash flow for type 1. And maybe we do this below. Like we'll do loans added 1, 2, 3, and then cash for 1, 2, and 3 in this. You can format that later. All right, we know, what is this? Oh, these are origination fees. So lent amount per month is simply, let's see, we have that at the top. No, we have that in one of these. It's the same thing we use for origination fees. Here we go. So this is lent out per month. And let's say we scale, let's say the loans get bigger over time. Let's say, 20,000, lending out more and more. So this is the amount of cash you need to lend out. Principal repaid is, we've got that. So we got to aggregate that, I think. Did we already do it? Interest only, month end balance, principal pay. Oh, we already got the totals. Perfect. So B, there's principal repaid. And interest earned, which is going to be 2 calculations. is going to be the total of interest-only payments plus interest from the P&I. Drag this over. Expand this out. We'll do column width 11. That's what I usually do for formatting. It usually fits everything. All right. Now we know cash flow for one, and revenue will simply be these two, interest and origination fees, but the cash flow is going to be affected by lent amount and principal repaid. Alrighty. And obviously all these loans are assumed fixed rate, or you can just assume some average rate. So if you want to model interest rates like some being variable and then them dropping or rising over time, you can just adjust this. Well, no, that wouldn't work because whatever loan was added in one is going to have this fixed rate. So these are all going to be assumed as fixed rates. Cash flow type 1. Yep. So we'll have this for each of the three types, and then for like an income statement or a P&L, we'll have. And I'm actually thinking about doing a three-statement financial model for this. That might be kind of interesting to see with a balance sheet. It's going to be complicated a little bit, but I think it'll be cool to see on here. So we'll get all the components for that and then build them. Essentially, we'll have the income statement, which is going to be revenues. Expenses will be like OpEx, which we're going to have to build a tab for. And then we'll do cash flow, which is going to incorporate the principal stuff. Potentially, if there's a loan taken out to give out these loans and that has its own terms, that could be another part of the income or cash flow. Okay, but for now, let's go to type 2. So loan type 2 is going to be here. And that can stay. That's going to be different. I'm going to use a similar calculation here, but I'll have to adjust the references. Okay, so interest-only loans, we can do a start month. And starting loan count. I'm assuming this is part where it's added is what's being. Let's see, 9. Yeah, row 9, okay. So we need to start month, starting loan count, loans added per month. This could be different. Let's say only 2. And then interest only period, we don't need that because it's interest only for the entire life of these loans. Weighted average interest rate, we'll need that. We don't need this. Term we do need, but the term is going to be for the interest only period. Now you could do partial years here. Like if the terms are 6 months, you just do 0.5. I think that will work off. Let's see first though. Once we start building the stuff out. Weighted average loan amount. Yep. And yep, there's origination fees. And we're assuming payments per year is 12. That's not adjustable. Okay. So this will be an easy one. Then P&I will be a little bit more difficult, but not as difficult as the first. So first we have to duplicate all of these and see what's relevant. Honestly, do we need, how difficult would this be? So we know if this is greater than, so 6 becomes 21 and then 7 is 22. So 6 is 21, 21, 22, and then 8 becomes, let's put a space in between here. 8 becomes 23. That's that, and then this we don't have yet, and this we don't have yet. I'm trying to think if we need to do all of these calculations. The interest only should not be that complicated. Hmm. So, well, let's start. So this is the most important one where we have the timing. So let's just duplicate this first. So this is going to be, so we did P and I. This is going to be just I. So interest only. And then we want to go monthly detail. Added is going to be 15 instead of 9. So just adjust this. So we have our loans added each month, and this year joined. We don't need to adjust anything there. Year joined extrapolated, that's fine. Borrowed is fine, I think. B3 times, oh no. So 15 needs to be 27. Let's say these are bigger, 50. So 15 is 27. Okay, that looks good. Now why is that 0? I do not know. Let's see. Oh, I drag this all the way over. Make sure we did this right. D22, 23. Okay, so 5222. Make this a 3, 4. Make sure that's working. 3. Yep, looks good. Going all the way down. Oh, hold on. Where did we? 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Continuing down to the end. Okay, looks good. Looks good, looks good. That's fine. You're joined, that's fine. Loan amount is 27. Okay. Age. Now here's, okay, so yeah, we want to count off. And then we don't need this. There's no P&I. Number of payments, we don't need this because we don't need to calculate an amortization for these. It's just interest only. So all we need to know, okay, is this payment greater than the term? And so we do term in months, and this will just be a calculation. So don't edit this. And that will just be this divided by 12. Oh, hold on. This times 12, my bad. So if you did like 0.5, it could be 6-month term. 0.25 is 3-month term. So you can just put decimals if you want the term to be shorter on average. So we can track that against, make sure the age is not greater than that. Otherwise, pay if it is the same month, then pay it back. And you're paying interest. We're going to assume you're paying interest in the payback. So if you're doing a 3-month term, you do interest month 1, month 2, month 3, and month 3 you also pay back. So this should be pretty straightforward actually. Borrowed. I'm going to try and do this all in one tab. So let's do, so we got the age. I'm trying to think if we want to know the principal balance. I guess principal, yeah, we do actually to calculate interest. So principal balance equals if, and real simple here. If and this is greater than or equal to, and then index the year joined this, comma, term has to be, wait, if the age is less than or equal to that, index loan configuration 30, and then less than or equal to your joined. And then also the age has to be greater than 0, which is where? So if the age is less than or equal to the term, and also this is greater than 0, then what value do we want? Then do the max of the loan amount for all the loans settled for that month, which is this amount. Otherwise 0. And we can lock this and this. We also need to lock that. And this. Everything stayed locked. Yep. Now we drag this over and drag it down. Okay, let's see what this looks like. We should see 3-month term. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. And then our interest is literally just that amount times interest rate. Interest is just, so the balance times index, the average interest rate based on the loan joined here. Match that with the year joined. And then obviously divide that by 12 as well. So times this divided by 12, since it's annual rate, we're doing a monthly interest. Lock, lock, lock. Let me make sure, did I do the double, yep, double comma. And then there's your interest. And then the principal is really simple. We're just going to do and I got to remember, I want to do total outstanding balance. This is repayment. In the first loan, I've got lent amount, principal repaid. So I should see also total outstanding loans, loan amount, which in theory should be the total amount that's been lent out minus the principal repaid. And then you take the end of that number, add the new lent amount minus any other principal repaid for that month. This is another calculation to see like how much outstanding loans there are, which I think is useful. And then that number should also be equal to the sum of the total month-end balance here. Hold on. Offset by 1. So then this should always equal this. It doesn't. Hold on. Is it our offsets? This should always equal this. True, true, true. Let's just drag it down. Okay, where did we mess up? Or maybe that doesn't equal that. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's looking like our first P&I. Ah, right, because in this month you switched to principal. Hold on, let's see. Why is that? Let's say this is the same. Always good to do sanity checks here. So 9. So this is saying outstanding amount. So you've lent out this. You haven't repaid anything yet. But in month 8, we've got repayment happening. So, which is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Month 7 of the loan should be a repayment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've lent, so it's because we're not doing the offset, I guess. Because if we were, this 150 would be here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then payment here. And in our P&I, we're tracking principal doesn't start till month 2. And that's for the purpose of all the other calculations. But in reality, we've lent that out here. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to be off by that 1 month principal probably in the check calculation, which is okay because this is actually the accurate number, which is what we're using. So let's think. Do we want to change this then? I want to try to match up. Okay, we added 10 borrowers for type 1. We've now let out 150. Maybe we should offset that. And just do it like it is here. And now you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, hold on. We don't want the total balance. We just want the amount lent. which is this. However, we're saying in month 0 you can never have a balance because payments are always made in the month after. So this is just always 0. Okay, and then if we do it this way, then technically our outstanding loan amount will match. Let's go here, outstanding balance. Match, 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 match. Okay. So technically, this is like the beginning balance. This total outstanding loan amount this is like the total outstanding at the beginning of the period. Because here you're lending out this, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, because principal's not being paid until this 8th month in this case. So, well, no, because this would be ending balance. It's just the offsets making it weird. So I'm trying to figure out how essential this outstanding balance is. I think it's okay. Because in the balance sheet, you would say cash went out in this month. Origination fees happened. And then it starts getting paid back in the next month. And the outstanding balance here is technically you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, you've let out $1,050,000. I'm trying to think of the best way to show this. Maybe it is better just to have it in the first month. It's just not going to match the outstanding balance. So if we lend out this amount this month, there's origination fees. We start paying back here. So which number is correct? I think it's got to be principal repaid. 6, 7. Let's say this is all 0, just to make it really easy. We're just doing 10 loans at the beginning. So we lent out here. Interest starts accruing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then now principal hits in month 7. Or month 8. So technically month 8 you're at 147. And what does this say? Month 8, yes. So that is right. And I think it just gets confusing if I start adding loans. But technically that's fine. And that's actually, so you lent out this amount, you've repaid this. Which is fine. 1.2 and 1197 in month 8, and we're saying there's just a difference here because of the offset of 1 month. But if you look at each one as its own individual cohort, that matches up just fine. Two, three, four. Yep, I think this is the right way to do it. Because here, this is saying month 8 is at 1,047,000. This is saying month 8 is at 1,197,000. Which is fine. It's just because this is doing a 1 month offset. So this month-end balance is perfect for calculating the amount of principal and interest owed and everything, assuming that things don't happen until the following month after the loan is taken out. But in true reality, this is the accurate outstanding loan amount at the end of each month. And this is fine because this total aggregate here is not actually used for any calculation. What's used is what's happening in each month. So I'm actually going to clear this off because that doesn't matter. Outstanding balance is 150, and then we start getting money back. So this is the actual real month that money's going out, and the real month money comes back. Okay, anyway, now I've completely got lost track. Let's get back into the interest only. So we've got interest. Principal repayment is just going to be if the life of a given loan, the age equals this. Get out of here, helper. Oh, come on. Okay, that's right in the way. Excel, come on. All right. If it equals the term, then we mash it up with the year joined. Which is this. And then our lookup array is the year and 0. So, if that equals that, then I want to repay the max borrowed amount, which is here for that month cohort. Otherwise 0. And we lock, 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 and lock. All right, and that's pretty much it for interest only. It's pretty simple. Drag this over. So now if we just look at the first month, we see loan goes out in month 1, Then we pay interest month 2, 3, and 4. Month 4 is the third month of the term, so we repay. We can aggregate the repayments for sure. We're paid each month. And now we have our calculation. So borrowers added, borrowers paid off. Do we care about borrowers paid off? I guess. Now this is going to have to be similar to the other one we just did earlier today. So paid off. Let's see, if, I guess, if this is the payoff month, if this is greater than 0, oh, it's actually easy. If this is greater than 0, then just give me the max loans let out. Real simple here. Otherwise 0. So we should see 2, 3, number there, 5. Yep, looks good. Two, 3, 4, yep. So let's go back to the monthly detail. Now this is going to be borrowers paid off interest only. It's going to be this number, and we just aggregate that down. Repayment. And interest only is just a lot easier to figure out because you know the month of repayment is just when they're all gone, or when they've left, because the loan's just paid back in 1 month. Alrighty. So that makes sense. Borrow here, 5 added, and then they pay back month 1, month 2, month 3, then they leave. Let's get the rest of this. So month end customers is just this plus added minus this. And eventually you just even out because you're adding as much as you're losing, which would happen. Let's say these were all 2 loans added per month, and let's say the term was 0.25 on all these. As soon as you get to 9, or let's see, 6, eventually, so you level out at 6 because you're losing 5, or you're losing the same amount you're adding. So as soon as you get stabilized, it's just the same amount. If you raise the loans added per year and adjust the assumptions, then this number could change over time. But as soon as the last term is ended and you stop increasing the amount of borrowers per month, eventually this ending customer count for type 2 will just be stagnant because you're losing as much as you're adding. All right, so that's that. We'll say we're gonna add an extra. Every year we increase our monthly borrowers by 1 that are added per month. There we go, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 27, 30. Yeah, it goes up by threes. That makes sense because they're all in 3-month terms. And so you see the increase every 3 months in this case. Now, if you adjust the term, let's say the first couple are 1-year terms. Now, there's no payoff for the first 12 months, and then you start getting principal back here. And we haven't seen that yet. So let's do cash flow now for loan type 2. So lent out amount is going to be this. Principal repaid is here. And again, this is going to be offset a bit because so this repayment comes in month 13 for the first one. Interest doesn't start becoming earned until after 1 month delay. So that's interest. Oh, we got to aggregate the interest. Put this up here. Interest earned. Origination fees. So this will do the amount lent out in each month. Where is it? Borrowed amount each month times index. Origination fee here. And then based on when the loan came on, which is right here, match that with this. And nothing needs to be locked, just drag this over. So we're done with cohort 2 now, or loan type 2. You can see lent out per month, principal repaid, interest earned, origination fees. Make sure that's matching, so 3%, 3. If I change it, put it to 1 and 2. Let's see what happened here. Times index. So we're not going to 2. Year joined. Oh, shoot. We better check our origination fees on this. What do we do here? Divided by lent amount. All right, I think we have, we need to fix the origination fee calculation. Let's go drag this over. No, this changes from 3 to 1.5. Okay, so PI1 368 borrowed amount times 16 match. Oh, yeah, I guess I could just match the year because the year that this is in the model is the year that they joined. So let me index. I don't need to match the year of the cohort. I just need to know the joined year. There we go. Okay. So let out this. I guess this is fine. We could do this too. What'll be real interesting is when we get to the cash flow and balance sheet stuff, it could be cool to see how this works. All right, so cash flow 1, cash flow loan type 2. We got to add one more cohort, which is P&I only. So let's just pull this all out. One down from here. So it'll have its start month, loan count, let's just say it's 1. Interest only periods not relevant, kill that. Interest only rate, don't need that. We need all of the rest, I think. Interest rate, term, loan amount, origination fee, and it's all based on 12 months per year payment schedules. It doesn't have to be a full, the term here could still be less than 1. But okay, so now we're gonna need to do amortization. So this is gonna be a little bit more difficult than our interest only stuff. So let's I'm just looking here. Why are all these? Oh. Oh shoot. So if we look here, oh, I did 5-year terms. That's why. So you're not going to see anything for the first 60 months as far as people leaving on this one. Let's do loan type 3. My goal is to finish that. If we can finish loan type 3 today, we're in really good shape because the rest of the model is more straightforward. It's just formatting and doing some more straightforward calculations. Beginning month added, borrower paid off. Type 3. So this is whatever this one. So still similar calculation for loans added. Except for now, let's see, 21 and 22 is now 35 and 36. So 35, 35, and this is 36. And then index, the loan is not 23, it is 37. This we don't know yet because it's not done. Don't know. And we don't know. So at least we start with borrowers added per month. And, whoops, reference the wrong thing. Or, gotta relabel this 3. Okay, so now we actually need, I think, most of this format. So let's just copy all these. So we'll copy this one. So PI1 is going to become, now thank goodness we have all this built, so it shouldn't be too bad to just change some of the references and we should be done. So I'm going to call this PI2. No, we already did that. Principal and interest. What do I label this? I guess principal, I guess PP. One, then PI2 will be PP2. I know there's a lot going on here. I better save this so it doesn't crash. And then 3. So that's all the helper tabs or matrix tabs we're going to need. Thank goodness. And I believe they are all necessary to do this properly. So PP3. All right, so let's go to 1 and see what we're doing there. Referencing monthly E9. So now we need to reference E9 becomes E21. So honestly, I'm hoping I just change the references and then just sum up these values. We should be done with this part. What did I say? 29 is 21. Yep, 21. Year joined doesn't need to be changed. No change. All right. So loan configuration 15 needs to be 42. 42. 42. Um, age doesn't matter. So here index loan configuration 11. Oh wait, P&I age. Yeah, I guess so. 11 becomes. Well, no, we don't need that. So let's see if error max B4 minus index loans. So this is just 0, right? So index this. This can go away. We don't need the max of anything. 0. All right, so P&I age. This needs to count at 1. What is going on here? Or offset. It's offset. So it's just a simple count. All right, so this is real simple. If this is greater than 0, then 1, otherwise 0. However, we're not starting until the following month after a loan is made, so -1 on this. Well, you can't have a negative, so we'll do max of this in 0. Now if we go over, we do max if C3 is greater than 0. No. All right. How did I do this offset on the other one? Because I don't need to look at interest only periods, so I just need to do 1, 1, 1. I guess I just offset it to B instead of C, so where am I even at? So I did this, I did this. Your join is whatever. This is updated. H here. Wait, I'm so confused. Did this already do it for me? Oh, yeah, so it's already offsetting if this is 0 to 1, otherwise there's 2, 1. So that's fine. So age of cohort we have. This we don't need. The P&I, the age of the cohort is the P&I age. So we don't need that. Number of payments, we definitely do need this. What happened? If B3 is 0 to 0. Okay. Loan amount 14 becomes term in years 41. Wait, what was this one? 42. So 14 becomes 41. 17 becomes 17. It'll be the same, but it's fine. 44. And then match. What are we matching? Make sure this is a good reference. Yeah, you're joined. Okay, so this is good. Is that right? 60? I guess 5 years times 12. So 60 months. Let's make these, let's say 3-year term. just for something different. So 36, make sure it shows up. Let's do these at 48. 36, 48, perfect. Okay, formula is working. All right, so this is fully updated for P&I only for the first tab. Let's go to the second one. Now we do, oh yeah, so this is the big one, principal payments. Okay, so 13, what's 13? Interest rate, so that is going to be 40. So 13 becomes 40. Did I have any other 13s in there? No. All right. 17 becomes 44. And now we're referencing, so PI1 becomes PP1. So P1, P1. This needs to be P1. This is P1. And a lot of references. P1. Now, this is all zeros, probably because we don't have interest only period, so I need to adjust those too. So principal payment, let's see, is PP1247 a good reference? Yep, year joined, that's fine. What about the next one? 247, that's the same. 613 is blank. So 613 was the old P&I age. Now it's actually just this. So B40 491. So 613 is actually B491, I think I said. All right, there's some principal payments. That's good. B4. What about 735? What's that? Payments per peer for the whole term. Yep, that's good. And then 369. What's that? Amount. Original amount. Perfect. Okay, good to go. Drag this over. Drag it down. And there you have it. Now, let's keep these all in 3-year terms. So these should all be 36 months worth of payments. And it is perfect. All right, so principal payment, this all makes good sense. And this should be equal to total, yep, $15,000. Good to know. Now, interest, definitely got to change this. So 13, wait, is this interest only? Hold on. No, this is interest for the P&I. So 13 becomes 40. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, Sorry, principal, interest, and oh wait. So PI2, this is interest, but then what's in PI3? Ah, interest only. So PP3. This is not right. 60 is still doing the old one. So this is obsolete, but I just wanted to make sure. So this is interest only because this is now I don't know why that didn't copy over correctly. This should say interest only, but whatever. We know we just gotta make sure all the calculations formulas are right on going through one by one. So we know this is updated properly. Interest rate. Okay. So this goes to P1. Essentially, we're replacing I with P on all these. And then we want 13 to be, what did I say, 40? Yeah. 17 is 44. And then that's it. So, nope, this is not right. PP 491 is probably this 600. So that's fine. 247 is fine. Oh wait, 491, 247 is fine. You're joined. So question, why are we seeing interest? So 491. It's not, so that's fine. So we need interest showing up here. 491 is not 0, so that should go to the next logical statement. Index 40, if 247 matches, that's the year divided by that, which is payments per year. This, hmm. Oh, wait a second. we referencing up here? So this first one is supposed to be C4. Okay, I don't know what in the world happened here with copying this over. Is this even the same formula? So confused. No. No, 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 no. Okay, so the column B and C are different. So undo, 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 undo. Okay, so we got the right 40, wait, 40 and 44. So now we go here. That's fine. Update this. And what is 13? 40, 40, and 40. And this is 1744. And then just update all of this. So P, PP1. Okay, still wrong, but okay. So we're starting here for some reason. I don't know why. That's not 0. 491. What is J491? Well, this is not 0 either. Ah, I see. We gotta adjust PP3 now before we can update that. So, okay, we update that. So 13 is 40. Now hold on, then we do principal. Why is there two principal payments? Principal. This is month-end balance here. What in the crap? I think I just, okay, delete. We need to copy PI3. I don't know how I didn't. Save. Copy. PI3. Create copy. Drag it over. I knew something didn't look right. PP3. Okay, so principal, interest. Let's go to P1. P1. 11 would go to interest only is none. So 0. This whole thing can be nope. Honestly, I think we just want wait a sec. So P1, P1, and 2. All right, why is that 15? Oh, we have to update index. Yep, 11. 11 is 0. There's no interest only period, so whatever. Let's just do 39 on that, just to put a number in there. P1. Okay, let's try this. What? We don't even need this in here. Zero. If this is 0 to 0, whatever, max of the loan amount. What? If that is 0, then 0. Otherwise, if this, we do this, we don't need this, so 0. Otherwise, do this. Holy cow. Month-end balance. I think this is the payment amount, right? 387. Principal payment 387, 389. So it's just aggregating that. So we just need to add that to plus the max of the balance, I guess. unlock that. And of course it doesn't work. We need to go this, otherwise 0. So, great, 15. Let's just drag this over and see what we get. So, nope, doesn't make any sense. It should not be going up. All right, I'm just doing the calculation over by myself. So if the month-end balance is if let me check real quick what I do with this one. Okay, so yeah, this didn't start until here. So if this equals 0, then 0. Otherwise, max of hold on a second. Do we have an issue with the first one then? Because technically, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And then, because I don't want to calculate interest, how are we calculating interest? Index 13 times H3. Wait, H3. Okay, so it is doing the right month on here, so it's offsetting 1. Now my question is, what if the interest only period here is 0? What happens? An error, same with the other one. So it has to have at least an interest only period of 1 to work. And that would mean you don't pay interest the first month. Or, I'm sorry, you pay interest on month 2. Oh, month 3 is interest. So the loan is settled in month 1. You pay interest only for a month, and then the P&I starts the next month. So that's right, but you just can't do a 0. So you have to use, if you're doing P&I only, you can't just 0 out this and use this. You have to go to the P&I only, and now I have to build logic so that works right. So how does this need to work? I need to know, because I need to know the month-end balance to get the interest for the month, but it needs to be offset. So I think we simply do month 1 is always 0, because you can't have a balance, you can't pay in month 1. Then we just do if this equals see the balance, this equals, well, technically we're in month 2 now, we're going to pay, so the balance is 50. So here it's like the interest only let's do like a 3 so I can see this better. So interest only 1, 2, 3, and now principal. But is this, so is the interest in 5 is calculating based on E. So the previous month. So it's always going to the previous month to calculate interest. So we've got a mind bender here. So this needs to be the balance for month 3. This needs to be the balance for month 2. So I think my original calculation makes sense if, and it's going to be if this is greater than 0, if the age 1 month forward is greater than 0. Mm, no. Oh, this is bad. I'm so confused. I'm confusing myself. Borrowed. Let's just do a simple calculation here. Borrowed amount, or real simple. Borrowed amount for month 1 minus principal payment for month 1, which is here. If not, so PP 2B4, this needs to be a 0, not a blank. Okay. Okay, perfect. So month-end balance is this minus, right? And then this plus this. Oh my goodness, I think we got it finally. This eventually should go to 0. Perfect. Right, because since we're not doing an interest-only period, it should be a more simple calculation. All right, so since there's no interest-only period, month 1 is the loan amount, and then you start making payments in month 2, and so on. And then that takes, it should be, what, 37 months should be the payoff, which it is. Perfect. So now, when we go to calculate the interest, first of all, there is no interest-only payment, so we can get rid of that. Don't need it. Borrower's leaving, whatever. We don't care about that right now. So we got principal. Now let's do the interest, which should be simple. 1, index 40, 1, index. Now, why am I thought I had a reference PP3 on this. PI1, PI1. Right? I know some. Oh, at the end. Okay, right, because the second column is different. Okay, so that's that, and then here times, and this is going to be PP3 and the first balance. There we go. Now that looks good. Oh, there's the amounts. Now, does that make sense? $63 in interest, 300 in principal. That seems not right. So what are we missing here? So $15,000 loan, 3-year term. So the first interest, let's just do the first one. It should be this divided by 12 times loan amount, 3750. Yeah, that's right. So it's because the term is so short that you're paying a lot of principal. If this were like a 30-year term, then you're paying a lot more interest, right? Yeah, interest 63 and the principal's only 18. Or let's say it was like a 9-year term. So we go almost to the end of the model. Just make sure this is adding up to the total amount, 15,000. And you pay interest, 3,000. So this looks good. So we got principal balance. We have interest. Oh, that was it. So principal interest. And then here, do we care about borrowers leaving? Yes. Now let's adjust this though. So this is PP1, PP. That doesn't seem right. PP1B3 is greater than 0. What the heck do we do on this one? How do we have 10 borrowers leaving? That doesn't make any sense. Go to the monthly detail. We have none leaving here. PI3, 368. Oh, this isn't bar. Okay, let's relabel this. This is existing borrowers. So go to P3, and that is, this calculation is working just fine. Let's just adjust the reference. So this is P1, this over. Okay. Now we get to the fun part. So this is saying borrower's leaving. And since it's a term 48 months, I guess. Is that what we did? No. First. Oh, right, because you've got longer terms or shorter terms here. So 36. Let's just say the first one's also 3. Just for the sake of logic checking. Then the first one should be around 37. Yes, it is. Okay, good. All right. Now we can do this. So that's been updated. Borrower's paid off. This one. And this is the same calc. All right. And why don't we have anybody leaving? These are all 3-month terms. I'm confused. Why is nobody leaving after month 95? One, two, three, four, five. Whoever joined in month 59 would be leaving, right? So what? Why is this 0? It's not 0. It's 1 all the way across. Come on. EQ. Is the last one EQ? No, it's freaking not. So I started at the earlier one. So that's that. This is the other thing we'll check. Make sure we started on the right month start time. 37. So this should be B. That's pulling 2 there. This should be B, okay. And this should be B, perfect. These should also be all B's, B, 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 B. All right, let's do cash flow loan type 3. So we have this here. 3. Lent amount. We're going to go, I think, to the first PP1. Make sure we're over all the way. Borrowed. Principal repaid is, I think, did we do that in here? Is this? Interest earned is on the second one. P and I, here's the I. And origination fees, which again, I think it'll be just the same as this, except for we go instead of I1, we do PP1 or PP3, not 1, which is 150, but then we do instead of 28, it's got to be 43. that's this, this. Okay. And honestly, origination fees I want to put under here for all these. Oh, clear this. All right. 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interest only page 3. Interest, and principal paid the next month. Yep, that checks out. Okay, so here we lent out 15, 15, 15. We're starting to get a little principal back after month 1. Interest, and this is the proper balance. And then origination fees. That looks good. All right. Oh man, we're getting there. Why is one ending in 30? And first of all, let's lock these. I can't, or freeze these. 6 months. Oh, because I stopped after 3. Okay. Okay, so we go over. That all looks great. All right. I am very confident that this is all correct. And we've got the proper references in. Just going over, adjust all of this. So I'm going to stop for today. After I get all these back up here. This all looks good. Passes the eye test, passes some sanity checks I was doing. So I feel confident that this is all good data. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 13. 34. So this is correct if we go to 15, or this is right if we do this balance because there's no interest only gaps happening. So this 1,609,000 through 15 is correct. Total outstanding loan amount. Now my question, hold on, did I miss something here? Let's do a sum on this. Down to 122. Yeah, this actually does match because there's no layover of going from interest only to principal, which is why the other one you couldn't take this balance. But here, I think we're matched up, which is cool to see. It means the calculation was fine how it was. Yeah, it looks right. 54, go all the way down. 3191. Yep, good. Okay. So what that means is our calculation for ongoing outstanding loan amount is good for this. Okay, that's great to see. Um, how about is this one? Let's see. Do we even do one for interest only? No, we didn't even need to do oh wait, principal balance. I'm actually just kind of curious to see what this shows. Let's make this 11. So I think that should also match up. So here it's offset, which is right. But since we don't have that weird switch from interest only to principal, okay, 6555. It's just offset by 1 month, but it's exactly the same, so that's good. All right, and then yeah, this one's weird, the first one, but that's how it has to be. 1, 2, 3, because if I lend money out this month, I have to. It's going out, and if it's an interest only loan, I've got and the payments start the month after I lend out the money. You've got interest period 1. If it's a 3-year term or a 3-month term, you've got interest period 1, 2, and 3. And then here, you now start paying off that balance, which is correct. In our matrix, we have we have it starting, the balance here is, let's see, we got 597 in month 5. Here we have 747. And that's basically 100. That's off by, let's see, this minus this minus this. Yeah, offset by 1. So essentially, it's the same as this being offset. It's just um, counting the principal balance the month after it happens for the purpose of interest only, since we're calculating interest only as well as principal and interest the month after. So that's fine. The math is still good, and the numbers here are correct. All right. This is cool. So we have all the loan types. This was the hardest part of the whole model. Next week, what I'll be doing is, I'm gonna freeze this. I might as well freeze all this. Next week, I'll be doing OpEx, startup costs, maybe some CapEx, and then putting together the actual financial statements of this, which I think are going to be pretty cool to see. Um, that's all I got for you. If you want to check out more models, go to smarthelping.com. Check out, I've got like over 100 I've done over the past, well, about 5 years now. I've been doing this, doing modeling templates, and check them out. I'll see you guys next week.